This is how you fix Fanatec. This is the wheel that we all want to see. I'm here with Sam Professional Karter. These are all Fanatec wheels that between us we've bought. So this is not a sponsored video. We're not Fanatec affiliates. We're not going to make any money out of this video. We just want Fanatec to basically make the wheels that people want, and that's going to really help Fanatec out, Fanatec/Corsair. So Sam, my wheels are the McLaren GT3 and the WRC, and you've got your F1 and the BMW wheel.
Correct.
Let's talk about the features that we want. And by the way, throughout this video, if you have anything that you think Fanatec should add in the wheel, put it in the comments. Basically, Fanatec's dream wheel. So I would say, form factor wise, this is my fave.
Yep.
GT3 wheel. However, against the competition now, it's starting to feel a little bit cheap.
It's looking very dated compared to a lot of modern stuff.
Exactly. I think dated is the word. Obviously, it's a replica of the McLaren. The McLaren is also quite old, but we've used the Mosa KS rim that we prefer slightly over this. We've also used a Thrustmaster 488 Ferrari wheel that's also nice. A replica and just has a bit of a nicer finish. I think if they update this, it's also a chonky boy.
Yes, it's. I mean, even if we just take this other Formula rim,
yeah,
if you see the size difference, it's huge.
Yeah. And there is a bit of a philosophy here, like with the wheels, like this BMW wheel would not feel out of place in a natural car for me.
Yeah.
It has that solid nature to it. You can even say, like, you know, us both being karters, you can see that this is stuff we're used to. That's not gamery. That's heavy, and Fanatec have needed to bring the direct drive wheelbases to use it.
It's nice and dished. If you compare the BMW to the WRC, this is actually quite dished on the way in.
Yeah.
Whereas this is quite flat across the face. This is nice and dished like you get on.
And things that we like about Fanatec wheels are that attention to detail when it comes to racing. The placement of these buttons, you can access all of them with your thumbs basically.
Yeah.
You can see here again, we've got nice button placement. Even on the Ferrari 488 Thrustmaster, also really nice button placement. So that we want to continue seeing. What's the main feature that you'd want though, added to a Fanatec wheel as we build this dream Fanatec wheel?
If I was to build my dream Fanatec wheel, I think they need a wheel out there with a screen.
100%, 100%. Fanatec need to bring that out.
Yes, it'll increase in price.
Yeah.
But it needs to be one. They're so far behind on that.
Yeah.
They definitely needs one.
This might be not something you're thinking about, but I honestly think we're going to look back and be like, I can't believe Fanatec took so long to bring out a display in a wheel. We've got the Mosa FSR rim that's got the dash built in.
Yeah.
Asher McLaren Ultimate has the dash built in. We've been using the Pro Asher and we're really impressed with it. And then you imagine the dash being come in. And it's just standard now in sim racing because we expect at a certain price point, and the Mosa FSR is about $650, is about that. So there's a lot of Fanatec wheels in that range.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to see your tyre pressures. You want to see your data there. And that's also what the GT3 cars of the day have now. They're not like this.
I mean, the LCD screens nowadays are cheap enough that it's... Yeah. Yes, obviously, if you build a wheel with a screen built into it, it is going to go up in price. You just know it's going to happen. But the screens are so cheap nowadays that they can just incorporate it.
I would say what Fanatec could do is they could bring out a hub, so the bit that comes in behind, and have that with a screen, and then it cuts through. I would suggest a problem is Fanatec with all the branding. The branding goes basically over where the screen would be.
Correct.
And that's going to be something they need to work out. We've seen some leaked designs of a Porsche wheel coming from Fanatec. So they're still going down the licensing. They've renewed their F1 license as well. So screens, we think screens are important. What else is important?
For me, on my F1 rim, I really, really like the fact that the grips have rumble motors in them. So it simulates understeer.
Not a common feature across the board.
No, I've not. I don't think I've driven any other. I don't think I've used any other wheel with that feature. But it's really nice. Like if you're understeering, obviously, yes, we see it in game, but it's not like you're in real life. When you're understeering the game, this judders, and you can definitely feel through it, so you know you've lost that front grip.
And do you use V3 pedals as well? So V3, you've got rumble in the pedals, rumble in the wheel. The closest thing I would say is probably the Logitech G Pro that has True Force. Yeah. That some people say is like a speaker in the wheel. But I'm interested that's not a feature, given that we're starting to see active pedals, we've got rumble pedals. Yeah. So that could be something that, again, they lead on.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I believe this is their only rim with that option.
I think so, and I have no idea why that is. Yeah, I would love to see a brand new GT3 wheel come out from Fanatec that again is a class leader.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be where the real interest is at the moment, like with the 488 for Thrustmaster, the KS and the GS from Mosa, and also GSI and all these other companies are bringing out these pretty cool looking GT3 wheels. That's a form factor that has the most, I think, variability. In sim racing these days, a lot of time when you think sim racing, you sort of think GT.
Yeah.
But if you want to do open wheelers, you can absolutely do it as well.
Yeah, I think if you, depending on the person's history, 90% of people you think of sim racing, they will say touring car type, saloon car. They won't say Formula 1, Formula 4, Super Formula, stuff like that. I think their market is primarily going to be aimed at the GT3 type crowd. I
think the other thing Fanatec can start thinking about doing, so there's all other drama about Fanatec you'll be seeing on the channel, like it's being bought by Corsair. Let's say that goes ahead, whether it's the right thing or wrong thing. Corsair, you know, they have sort of entry-level stuff in other markets.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of their subsidiaries is Elgato. They do all the Stream Deck stuff like that. They make a Stream Deck Mini that's like a few buttons that comes in at a very aggressive price point. It's like £40 or something. I think this is the cheapest wheel that we've got on the table. I don't really particularly like that wheel, I have to say. And to give you solid reasons why, if you click the shifters, I mean, just like really just, I mean, embarrassingly bad shifters. Like almost not acceptable.
Fair, yeah. This BMW, I've modded it.
Yeah.
But it had very, very similar shifters. This is only because this has been modded. It sounded a lot like that.
I don't think you should need to mod it. I think it's not acceptable compared to, say, the entry-level wheels we're seeing elsewhere. The other thing is the QR system from Fanatec is just, it's gone wrong.
Yes.
Like, if you're embedded, we've got 4 wheels from Fanatec that we've bought here. If you're embedded in the Fanatec system, you can probably just about navigate the QR system. If you're a new person coming into sim racing, it is too confusing. We're not going to gatekeep this. Like, it's too confusing, and people are genuinely making orders that they think are correct, and then they're not correct. They're not. They get the stuff, it's not able to do it. They're paying more money than they need to sometimes. They need to solidify it. Mosa, same quick release system.
100%. I mean,
Logitech, you know.
You look at like a new person coming in. Yes, you get occasions where a new person go in and buy brand new stuff. The majority of new people will buy second-hand stuff. That's a given. And I might buy a wheel from you, a base from Eric, and then, or you'd imagine that wheel would fit directly onto it. No issues at all. But you've got a QR1, the base got a QR2. I've now got to go spend extra money on that. Why have they, I mean, just here alone, we've got 2 different setups. Plus there's a QR2 and there's a QR2 Lite as well.
Yeah.
Why is it not just one universal, one size fits all?
They need to, I think, make the bold step of absorbing some of that cost
and
just offering a standard. And whether that means they make a QR that is, you know, way over tolerant for the entry level stuff, or whether it means they make a QR that, you know, isn't going to be able to handle the high level stuff. But they need to just have one that's just the standard. And maybe there's a place you go if you want, for the people that know they want to change it. But that is something they absolutely, in my mind, need to change.
Yeah. So what would you take if you? So we've got 4 wheels here.
Yeah.
What would be the best part of each wheel for you?
So I would take I love these shifters. The bar. I don't think there's many wheels I've seen that have a bar shifter. I just love the bar shifter. You can see the paint's gone off, how much I've shifted it. So I would take that for the shifters. I feel like the build quality of this just feels like so strong. Yeah. And it just gives me so much confidence. So stuff that has a really good build quality.
I mean, that is solid, actual solid bit of,
I
would imagine that's steel.
I feel like you could put that on the grill and like fry bacon and eggs on that. It sort of like gives that vibe.
Yeah.
So I take that build quality. Obviously I can't take a screen from anywhere here. I take your rumble motors.
Yep, and then maybe we just put this one down here.
Yeah, so don't take anything from that one. I do like WRC, which is a shame because rallying would be fun. And I don't know which has got the best funky. To be fair, Fanatec do have really good funky sticks. Are these funky? No, they're not funky.
That one.
That's funky. Yeah, I do like the Fanatec funky sticks. So I would take that. I would not take these because and apparently in the past I've advised people to press them because they do go in. And apparently they're not buttons that you press. So if you press it at your own risk, as I'm doing now. That's my main risk. But yeah, that's kind of what I would take, and a simplified QR as well, and have an aggressive price point and have it available from retailers.
Yes, definitely from retailers.
I've ordered a monitor today. It's going to come tomorrow from a retailer. If it doesn't work out the box, I'm going to send it back to the retailer. It's an expensive monitor, but I have the confidence of doing it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to buy a wheel from Fanatec right now, as we've done, I don't know when it's going to arrive. If I've got an issue, I'm going to have to send it back to Germany.
How long is it going to take to be fixed?
I don't know how much it's going to cost to be fixed. I don't know if it's going to be held hostage there. These are just facts. So that's what I imagine Corsair will do. But the most important thoughts are from you. By the way, if you do want to buy any wheels, there are a lot of affiliate links in the comments, in the description for different manufacturers. That gives me a commission, so feel free to use them if you want to help me out. But let us know in the comments what your dream wheel is. And I think the Fanatec people are probably going to see it, and there might be some really valuable advice. Because I think part of the issue with Fanatec has been the people they partner with don't give them probably a lot of constructive feedback. So hopefully this is helpful and we can kind of see the direction we want to go rather than seeing another one of these come out.
Yeah, we don't want to see another one.
Cool, but thank you so much and we'll see you next time.